Does knowing the boot move speed in League matter? Oh, yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, Destiny, actually.
Oh, no, I don't want to do this again. No.
That was a good counterpoint. I was trying to decide what items to buy in League, and I have bronze. And Destiny was explaining to me that I should know the thresholds of movement speed.
I never said that. No, I never said that.
Actually, yes, you did.
No, I absolutely did not say that.
You said that the way to actually pick to buy items is you would know exactly how much movement speed you need as your champion to catch this other champion or to get away from this other champion.
Okay, there's it. Whoa, real quick. There's a difference between saying you should do something versus I expect you to do something. Those are two different things. I wouldn't expect you to know any of these things.
Okay, no, I actually want to get into this. The argument was, can we get into it for just 2 minutes and we'll stop? 2 minutes. It's 7:48 right now. We'll stop at 7:50. Okay.
Okay, just present your argument and I'll give my counter argument, or I can go first and you can have the last word if you want to do it. I don't want to go back and forth on this.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, here's my argument. Typically, when you're buying items in League of Legends, there are certain standard items that you're expected to have by certain times of the game because of the benefits that they convey you. When it comes to something like boots, nobody in the history of League of Legends makes a decision in terms of buying boots. So it's like, well, if I buy this boot here, I can gain either a 34% increase in speed, or if I buy this item, I can get like a 22% increase in damage. It's not, decisions are never made on that type of like marginal utility basis. Nobody usually makes decisions like that. It's just not how any of these items work. Not to mention the fact that using that type of marginal utility doesn't even make sense, because for instance, moving 10% or 20 or 30% faster with a boot isn't really how the speed works in League of Legends. There are gap closers. It really just matters if you can catch them or not. Like, just nobody makes decisions like that. And that was essentially my point, is that I would never like look at an item and at no point in your league, even if you're the best player in the world, nobody looks at an item and is like, I could buy this now and gain a 15% increase in speed. No, it's just not how people look at items. That's what I'm saying.
I'm ready for the counterpoint.
All right.
Counterpoint. I was Eve, the old Eve. I had stealth. I walk up to the people and I try to one-shot them. The gap closers and shit don't matter so much, like you're saying. And it was group fight, end of game, people dying ones, like level 18, full gear. And the decision was, do I sell the boots to buy a damage item? And I don't know thresholds of movement speed. And I was like thinking about it as, oh, if I sell these boots, I lose X% movement speed, 10% or whatever. And if I buy this item, I gain 30% damage. I'm definitely selling the boots when I have 6 items and buying a fucking item that gives me 30% more fucking damage. I'm going to blow these fuckers up because I don't need gap closers. I'm going to fucking come out of stealth and one-shot them. And then you were saying that I need to think about it a different way. And in my position of being a bronze fucking player, it's the best way I can possibly think about it, because I don't know every champion and the thresholds of movement speed I need.
The best way, okay, I'll do one counter argument, you do one counter argument. The best way to think about it is to just buy boots and don't think about it. That's it.
No, when I have 6 items, no, it was, I think a league coach would have actually said that it was correct to sell the boots when in that game to buy the damage.
It's possible,
item.
But the arguments they're going to be making.
Didn't we actually go to a league coach after and he said it was correct?
I don't know, but the thought process they would be. I don't care about the conclusion. I care about the thought process. The thought process would be, you already have a gap closer. Don't you have a gap closer on Eve? And that the fights would be happening in such a way that you're not going to be running people down, so you can go ahead and toss the boots and grab a damage item. It's not going to be, well, we would calculate out that if you sell the boots, you're going to lose 14% of your speed. So and then gaining 32. Like, nobody would ever make a decision that way.
No, it is a good way to think about it, because the boots also have like some damage on them too, or like magic pen or something. I don't fucking know. But
okay, we're going hard into it, okay? Listen, this is why it's not a good way to think about it, okay? You are valuing some number. You're valuing a percentage, okay? If I were to say to you, if you sell these boots, you're going to lose 25% speed versus 35% speed, does that help you make a decision? The answer is always no. No, it doesn't.
The answer is yes.
The only way for you to know if 25% or 35% make a difference in speed is if you know the speed of the other enemies in the game. You cannot possibly know if 25% or 35% is worthwhile. You can't know that.
It's irrelevant. I'm coming out of stealth and one-shotting them, and the speed is irrelevant.
Okay, then let's make a real-life example. You have 400 move speed right now. If you sell boots, you're going to lose 25% move speed for another damage item. Or you can sell boots and lose 35% move speed. Which one of these is worth it and why?
Okay, I didn't hear what you said.
Let's say that you have 400 move speed and you have the option to sell your boots and lose 25% move speed to acquire a damage item to attack the enemies. Or let's say in another world, you can sell your boots and you could acquire another damage weapon, but you lose 35% of your move speed. And which one of these worlds is it a good decision and a bad decision based on losing 25% or 35% of your move speed?
Okay. So if the movement speed difference was insane, if it was actually like 50% versus 10%, okay, if I was going to lose so much movement speed that I couldn't even get to them in stealth, then suddenly
you said the magic word. If you were going to lose so much movement speed that you weren't going to be able to get to them. So it is a threshold. It's not a percentage.
I don't know. It's an unknown, but still.
But if it's unknown, you're not going to be able to measure it in percentages. The percentages don't give you any information because the percentage measures one ability against another.
It gives me a rough estimate.
No, it doesn't, because you don't know what the enemy move speed is. Whether or not you lose 25% or 30%, it doesn't matter because you don't know what the enemy move speed is, so you can't compare the numbers to each other.
estimate. If it said I was gonna move if I was gonna move 50% slower, I could be like, okay, let me imagine my character running. Okay, I'm not gonna fucking catch him. If it's I was gonna move 10% slower, I'm like, let me imagine my character running. Okay, they're fighting and they stop
Thank
over.
you for
Okay,
this
I'm gonna
live
catch him. Okay, you know,
conversation. If you and
I can
Reckful
guess.
were two world
I
leaders.
educated guess.
Okay, but if it's between
This is how
25% and
war would
35%
start.
move
What a
speed, you
time
really
to
think
be
you can just...
alive.
No, but then that's the point. It wasn't between that. It was like, oh, it's just 10% movement speed. Fuck it, you know. But then if it was 50,
But
I
you
was
don't know if
like,
10% movement speed is the difference between catching them or not.
because if I'm moving 10% slower than them, I was just thinking this is how this is from my information, what I know. I was thinking, okay, I know how fast I'm running compared to them right now. It's about the same. Now they stop to fight once in a while when they're in a 5v5 fight. It's not always running away. So when they're stopping and I'm only moving 10% slower and I'm constantly moving at them, I'll reach them and I'll get to fucking press all my buttons and try to blow them up out of stealth.
Okay.
You laugh?
It's
Why do you laugh when I'm right?
because you're not right. You don't know any of the numbers. So the idea that you would use a
doesn't
percentage to
matter.
reduce
The
one number when
point-
you're comparing it to unknown numbers is
doesn't
absolutely
matter.
ridiculous.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Listen, if you can estimate.
Let me conceive of two worlds.
I'm playing a game. You're playing a game. Actually, you're playing a game. You're playing a game and you're running the same speed as other people, okay?
Do you know
You-
that do you know that Eve moves at the same speed as other people?
You can feel that you're approximately moving the same speed
Okay.
after being in a game for 30 minutes with
Okay.
people. Okay, you can feel how fast you're running.
Okay.
Okay, if you're moving approximately the same speed as the other motherfuckers, and you know that they stop occasionally when they're fighting,
Okay.
because it's a group fight and you're coming in stealth, then you'll know that if you move a few percent fucking slower, you can reach them. Okay, but you'll know that if you move many percent slower, like 50, you fucking won't. Okay, so percents matter to some extent, and that's not super accurate. But as a bronze player, the best fucking thing I could do is estimate, because I don't know the perfect exact number. And you were saying that for me was incorrect, and for me it was correct.
I mean, I guess if selling boots means you're gonna move 50% slower, sure. But aren't we comparing like moving like 20% slower versus like getting another like a speed
That's not
item?
what happened. That's not what happened. I had no idea.
Well, no,
what
no,
boots-
no. First of all, nothing happened that
I have
meant
no
you
idea
moved 50% slower. There isn't an item in the game that increases your speed by
I don't
100%.
actually know the information. I have to tell you this so that you can know the information about me. I had no idea what boots did, how much faster they made you. I just know I have to buy them every game, right? And I never had a situation where I had to sell the boots. So I'm fucking bronze, okay? So I'm looking at the fucking boots, right? And I'm like, how much faster do they actually make me? Oh, it's only 10%? Okay, I can sell them. But I had no idea if it would be 10 or 50 when I fucking moused over the item. I just looked at the number and I was like, oh, it's 10% of my move speed. Whatever, you know?
Okay.
What? I'm not lying. You think I'm lying? I don't know. I buy boots every game. I always buy boots. I didn't have any reason to look at how much faster they was making me because I'm always supposed to buy them. So then the one game where I was thinking about selling them, I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's this percent, and I sold it.
Okay.
And it doesn't make sense? You think what? How could you be right? I don't even understand how in a world where you could be right on this. It doesn't make any sense.
I guess like okay, we can come together, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're literally thinking that by selling your boots you're going to lose literally half your movement speed, then in that case, looking at that,
I thought it might be 30%. I had no idea. I thought it might. If it was 30%, I would have been like, maybe I can't catch these people. And if it was 5% or 10%, I don't even know what it is. I don't remember what the percent was in the end. If it was fucking small, I would be like, okay, I can. You know, if it was 30% movement speed, I would have been like, probably questionable.
okay,
you know?
no,
It's gonna be
I'm
50.
losing you now because I have a hard time feeling that you're going to be making an intelligence like, okay, at 25%, I can absolutely sell my boots and it'll be fine. But at 30%,
No,
man, I'm
I
really
don't have-
pushing.
that's what I'm saying. I don't have exacts. But if the number was 30, let's use 30 and 5. If it was 5% movement speed, I'm like, okay, I can pretty much estimate that I'm going to catch them still if they're stopping in a group fight. If it was 30, I wouldn't know, and then I'd be like kind of stuck on the decision and probably would just leave the base without selling the boots. Okay?
Okay. I if it comes to like 50% like movement speed loss, then looking at the percent is good. Yeah.
No, if it's 30, it's also good. Why do you have to? I exaggerated the numbers at first at 50, whatever. But if it was 30 versus 5, it's also fucking good. You can still tell. You don't have to know the exact numbers to tell. You're running up against after somebody for a whole game, and you can think in percentages.
I can see your logic. I just don't think I would ever make a decision like this in
but
this
you
game.
Think differently than me. We have different.
No, it's not
brains.
about thinking differently. It's just that like you're not like stacking percentages all game, like analyzing it like this. It's more just like if I don't have boots, I'm going to be slower than everybody, but I've got a movement speed gap closer that can get me in there. If I keep the boots, I'm still relatively quick, but I lose the damage item. Like that's all you're thinking. You don't have to think in terms of like percentages, I guess. But unless you think
yes, you do because if the percentage damage you're getting would be 2% more damage, you'd be like, no fucking way I bother doing that.
Okay, but again, these numbers are so absurd. You don't buy an item in League of Legends and gain 2% damage. There's no item.
I don't know the numbers at all. I am looking at it to learn the number. That's the point. I look at it, and if I don't know it all, so it could have been 5% damage, and it could have been 30. I had no idea. And then I looked at it, and I was like, oh shit, I think it's like 30%.
10 minutes
damn.
here watch
you know, if it was 10, even if it was 10, I would have been like, it's not a big deal.
Can you just tell me what drops from the Heroic Strikes weekly milestone?
So looking at those percents makes sense. You're proving my point that you don't buy an item in League that gives 2% damage, so I mouse over the item and I find out how much percent damage it gives me. There's a reason to do that.
I can see a world where you're correct, okay? I can see.
I am correct.
I can see.
I'm actually correct.
I have like 10,000 games of League, and never in my life have I ever heard somebody. I've never heard somebody say like, okay, well let's analyze what we gain here. Well, if we buy another item.
Chat spamming winner POV already.
What is winner? Right. Oh, well, if they're saying winner POV.
You got crushed in this debate. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, you got it. You're right. Okay.
Damn. I like that you can admit when you're wrong unless you're memeing. Okay, if you go into a game.
No, I love you. You're right. Okay.
Not League.
I abandon this argument. I am jumping ship. I'm in the boat in the water.
Last thing. I know you don't like losing arguments, so you don't want to go into anymore. But if you go into a game you've never played, let me say you playing World of Warcraft. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. You're playing World of Warcraft, and you have 2 trinkets. Okay, you're in a starter zone of an arena. Let's say one trinket would give you 10% movement speed, and the other one would give you 30% more damage. Now, you mouse over the trinkets and see the percentages. Do the percentages help you make a decision?
No.
Or does it matter that you know the percentage?
Doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't help you at all.
I don't know because what if in World of Warcraft PvP, what if people have like stun locks and gap closers and shit?
Games of World of Warcraft PvP, and you can think like, damn, last game I played these guys, I got the guy down to 15% health. Did I have any trouble catching him? No, actually I didn't. Okay, I'll choose the damage percent over the movement percent.
No, I don't know, because in WoW PvP, movement speed might mean fuck all, or it might be incredibly fucking important.
You would know from playing a few games, even if you're fucking equivalent of bronze, if you need to catch a motherfucker or do more damage.
I don't know if that's how you catch people in WoW, though. I don't know. I have no WoW experience.
Played a few games. If you have played a few games, you would know.
What I would do is I would net deck the builds. I would just see what all the top PvPers use, and I would just copy that.
But that's because you're a fucking noob, though.
Yeah, no shit.
No, but okay, when people who don't suck at games play games, they don't just net deck everything.
I net deck everything until I'm the top percentage of players. You better fucking believe it. I net deck the fuck out of that shit. But I was like a high percentage League player, and I'm a very high percentage StarCraft player. But dude, you should have seen me play fucking Hearthstone. I got Legend in 3 months. You know what I did? I went to fucking TempoStorm.com. I copy pasted whatever Paladin secret bullshit deck.
Okay,
I copied every fucking card. Okay, well I fucking copied every fucking card. I got my Legend, and I pieced the fuck out of that shit.
I made the fucking Mysterious Challenger deck. Is that what you're talking about?
Whatever one had the Christmas Tree of Secrets.
Hour on stream.
Whatever had the Christmas Tree of Secrets. That's the one that I use. All right.
Yeah, I made that deck.
Yep.
TempoStorm. Yep,
well, there you go. That's what I did.
Copy pasted my deck.
That's what I did. I didn't think I had no fucking idea. I didn't know what half the cards in that fucking game did. And I get Legend 2 seasons in a row, right? Fuck that shit. That's what I do when I'm a noob. I just copy that shit because why would I ever think that I could think of a better strategy than people that spend full time like fucking theory crafting the fucking game?
People are really dumb. Okay, so in WoW, for example, percentages. Here's a good example. In
WoW,
oh my god, I can't wait to do this.
Okay,
wait, watch. Resilience versus resilience gems. Watch this. Every single person in the entire game used PvP powered gems, okay? And there's an offensive gem and a defensive gem. Now I analyzed it with percentages, okay? And I realized that 2 people hitting each other, if one person had full damage and one person had the defensive gems, the person with the full defensive gems would do more damage and take less damage. Okay, just based on looking at the percentages here. Okay? I analyzed it all the way through, and then in the end, I knew that it was better to use the full resilience gems, and I had better gemming than everyone else in the game, so I had an advantage.
Okay.
Percentage
Just based on percents, right?
Percentage resident sleeper CX.
So why is it not good to analyze items and games based on percents?
Because you're like a top level player. Weren't you like a really good WoW player?
The chat,
yeah, but that doesn't matter. I could have analyzed that if I was a fucking shit player as well. It's just numbers. You just look at the numbers and you're like, oh, it's better this way. Because anyone could have done, anyone, you don't have to be good at all. You just look at the gem and you see that you would do more damage.
Okay, I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, but in this case, if it's literally just one stat versus the other, then maybe it is good here. Maybe that's important there. Maybe you can just do it simply. But in other games,
one stat versus the other.
Okay,
yeah.
Then in that case, that's fine. But that's literally like a linear relationship between two stats. Move speed versus attack damage in a game like League is way more fucking complicated than just comparing two numbers.
Complicated. I get it. It's more complicated, but it can help me make an educated guess to use the percentages. I still won't get a perfect answer. I'm not saying I'm going to get the perfect answer, but it's going to lead me toward the correct decision more often to know the percentages than to not know them.
Okay.
You laughed.
Why don't you play? I did. Okay, why don't you play your piano more? Let's hear that.
Okay. Anyway. How do I move my fingers? Fuck. Okay.